End-to-end cab booking analysis using MySQL. I have done thorough analysis of this data using pandas also. The link is given in the description. Please check if you are interested. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please go through my previous videos for similar projects. Today I am going to analyze aggregated trip data using MySQL. In the previous video, I shared some of the queries I used to explore insights along with the tuning methods. Since my system is a dual core processor with a relatively low clock speed, handling 20 million New York trip records became extremely challenging. Due to these hardware limitations, there was little to no flexibility for experimenting with queries, as each one took a very long time to run or caused the system to freeze entirely. To overcome this, I decided to reduce the size of the dataset. I focused on summarizing the data to include only the necessary columns and calculations required for the next steps of the project. These are the columns I considered for the summarization. So after that, from almost 1 crore 99 lakhs 21,000 records, I created the aggregated summary. So these are the calculations, aggregations I'll be doing, and these are the columns. So I did this aggregation in pandas using this libraries, and I did this in chunk by chunk process, and the chunk size is 25,000 to make sure that the process is running smoothly. And I have even gave command to print a prompt for every chunk processed so that I would know that the process is running smoothly. So after aggregating the trip data, I try to export it to MySQL in this process using this library. And here you can see it, the table, the whole data, aggregated data is stored in this NYC_trips table. So the summary table in MySQL, it looks like this. I have considered each data type very carefully, because the kind of data type we choose can help with the performance and reduce the size. And here today these are the key questions which would be driving my analysis. So we'll be checking one by one in this video. So most common pickup and drop off zones in pandas. For me, analyzing this type of analysis, I mean the pickup and drop off pairs has become very difficult, because after joining with location table and retrieving, it was taking a long time. That is the reason I did the same with the full data as well, and this the aggregated data. And I have checked the results with the full data also, so that to make sure my summarization went well. And so these are the most common pickup and drop off pairs. So you can see most of the time the trips are within the place only. That's why both the drop off and pickup zones sometimes look the same. So here with this query we can get the most frequent origin destination pairs for future decisions. Then I try to find the busiest hours for the top 10 Manhattan zones based on total trips. Why Manhattan? Because Manhattan records the most number of trips and even the most revenue. That is the reason I have checked. Here I have used CT to get the top 10 Manhattan zones with respect to the total trips. You can see. And here after that, selecting the top 10 trips, I have grouped it with hour and zones so that I would get the busiest hours. So here in the Clinton East, it is 22 hours, that is 10 p.m. The total trips are this, so it is the busiest. These are the top 10 busiest zones. So here actually I have tried to analyze more on zones because in Python I couldn't do much on with zones because of the limitations. So here I tried to check more about the zones. So but we can get similar statistics for other boroughs also. So this kind of analysis will help predict the demand patterns by location and time. So I tried to calculate the trip efficiency, that is the miles per minute. So here I checked where is the trip, how well is the trip efficiency for different zones, and when I check by the pickup zone and the drop off zone, this trip is giving the efficiency of 0.84. So this is how I to check to highlight the most efficient routes in terms of speed. It can also relate to congestion levels also, because when there is a congestion, the trip efficiency reduces. Then here I try to calculate the day over day changes in total taxi trips. You can see in Sunday it is like this, and in Monday when it compared to previous trip it is reducing because Sunday is weekend, so probably more trips. In Tuesday it is further reducing, again it is increasing, and by Saturday the trips are more, and Sunday also trips are more. The weekend trips are definitely more. So I have created few stored procedures. So here one stored procedure I have created to know which hours and boroughs are more profitable. So here if you call the stored procedure by giving like the hour and the borough name, it will give the average fare in that hour in that for that borough, average congestion fare, average trip, and average driver pay. I created this calculations in this query. So here also I've given Queens, and at 1 o'clock this is the average fare, this is the congestion fare, average tip, and the driver pay. I've created another store procedure to get pickup zone summary. In the previous we were getting summary of borough with respect to time, and here I am created the store procedure to get pickup zone summary. So as you can see, if you call the procedure by giving the zone name, it will give the total number of trips, the total pay, and total tips also. So here also I have given another example. So after that I am creating a summary report for all boroughs. We have total 6 boroughs, I think. So with the summary report looks something like this. It will have borough name, number of zones in that borough, airport trip count, because a lot of revenue is driven by airport trips, and average fare, average trip time, average miles, average congestion fee, average tips, average driver pay, and top 2 pickup zones in that borough, top 2 drop-off zones in that borough, and top 2 busy hours. In a whole, this is a comprehensive report covering uh, most of the statistics needed to understand about borough. So I have created whatever these statistics are there, so that I have created with the help of CTA, and I created everything in a temporary table. Then after creating, I have joined with that CTs, and then after the temporary data table is created, I have sent it to the output file, to an output.csv file. So this is the kind of output we get. Is the borough name, number of zones, trip count, and here also this is the kind. I mean, if it is Queens, we have number of zones 68. This is the airport trip count, and this is the total trip volume. And you can see out of total trip volume, what is the airport trip count, and the average fare, average trip time, distance, congestion fee. Congestion fee, if you can see, I think in state and islands we only have 20 zones, but yeah, congestion fee is more, and in Manhattan it is more. So in Bronx it is less. And in the same way for the Queens, the average tips is 1.45. For Manhattan, the tips is more. And the average driver pay also, I think for Queens, the driver pay is more. And the top two pickup zones are this, and top two drop-off zones are this, and the top two busy hours are this. I mean, for the Queen at 8 o'clock, and for the 18 hours, most of the trips are logged. So this is the summary report for boroughs I have created. So that's all for this analysis in MySQL. I have done the similar analysis in pandas also. Please check the video. Thank you for watching.